What is up, guys? Tommy here with Sinister Productions, bringing you guys another vlog. This is going to be a quick one. I am literally just going to do a quick review on my 2016 Shelby GT350 track package car. So, as a lot of you know, I bought this car about, I want to say about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months now. And I had all the issues with the 2018 Mustang GT. If you guys didn't see any of those videos, go back and check those out. I'm not going to get into the whole 2018 Mustang GT engine tick issue right now. All I'm going to say is I had issues with the motor. Ford bought the car back, and at that point I was looking for a car that was a worthy replacement for something like that, because I mean, after getting the 18 GT, I mean, I really didn't want to go back and get something else. I'm not a Camaro guy. I was looking at the newer Corvette. I believe it's a C7. Not sure. I'm not a huge Corvette fan, but I started reading up a little bit more about them when, you know, of course, when I was shopping around for them. You know, I was looking up YouTube videos and, you know, finding out what years I needed to get, what years I shouldn't get, things like that. And so I essentially ruled that out because I didn't rule it out right away, because I essentially was looking for one of these. I was looking for a Shelby GT350, but they were a little bit out of my price range. I wanted to stay around $45,000 for a car, and a lot of the GT350s were up in the $50,000 range for $48,000 to $50,000, which is still a little out of my budget. So I was looking for something around $45K, and you know, I found several Corvettes, Corvette Stingrays for about that price, and which was good. You know, I had my eye on one. I was going to get it delivered and actually work at a dealership, so we had it in our network, and I was going to have it delivered. But I came across this car at Carmax, of all places. Well, I didn't find it at Carmax. I found it on, I believe it was like Car Gurus, or one of the generalized searches that you can, you know, do on Google, that when you type in, you know, Shelby GT350 for sale, they pop up. So I found the car there. The car was originally in Northern Virginia. It's a one-owner car. So I called the Carmax in Northern Virginia and said, hey, you know, I really want to take a look at this car. You know, it's got, you know, good, decent mileage. I want to see if it's in good shape. You know, they said it had 21,000 miles on it, which is a little bit higher than I wanted. But for the price range, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get something with 10,000 or 50 or 11,000 miles on it for the price that I saw this for. So they actually had the car for, the original price on this car was $45,000. They had the car on the lot for 65 days, which worked in my benefit, because essentially it's wintertime. A lot of people aren't looking for these cars to buy during the winter. So these cars are sitting on lots, and when, you know, they sit on lots, dealers have more motivation to sell them at a lower price, or make a deal. Even Carmax, believe it or not. They are a no haggle, which I get, but they did, you know, the original price was $45K. They brought it down to $43,900. You know, so a 2016 Shelby GT350 track package car with 21,000 miles on it for $43,900, I couldn't pass it up. So I called them. They were nice enough to actually deliver it to a local Carmax, which took about almost a week. And then, you know, it's kind of like fate. You know, the day I got a call from Carmax saying, hey, you know, the GT350 is here for you to look at and test drive. They essentially, I got a call literally 20 minutes later from Ford saying that, hey, you know, your car, go ahead and drop your car off, your check's here, we'll sign all the paperwork and we'll get all that done. And that was perfect. Wow, what a douchebag. So yeah, I mean, it really worked to my advantage as far as that goes. And I am actually pulling up to a spot right now where I'm gonna try to get some photos of this thing, because I haven't got any good shots of this thing yet. But anyway, it worked out to my advantage. You know, it almost felt like fate, because you know, I literally had gotten the call from Carmax saying, hey, your car's here, come test drive it. And the money that I was getting from Ford was essentially going to be a down payment on this car, because Ford owed me a check. So they Ford cut me a check. So anyway, I went to Carmax. I looked at the car, test drove it. I looked it over really good, and I wanted the car. So I told him, I was like, you know what, hold the car. I'll be back later this afternoon to pick it up. So I then went to Ford, dropped the 18 Mustang GT off, and said my goodbyes to it. Signed all the paperwork, collected a check. Then I went to the bank, and actually I was gonna go to my other bank and just deposit it, but I have a bank account on my phone app that I can just take a picture of the check, upload it directly to my account, and it's immediately available. The funds are immediately available. So I went to CarMax and swiped my card, did a down payment on the car. I put $5,000 down, and I walked out the door with this car for $41K after my $5K down. So honestly, I feel like that was a really good deal. I am making payments on it because I'm just not that baller to be able to own this car outright. I wish I was, but I'm not. But $41,000 payments is not bad. Considering my 18 Mustang GT, my original loan was for $44K, and that's including the warranties. It's including the, I was dumb enough to put the clear bra, wrap that into the car because they did the clear bra on the car. I did a lot of stuff for that car that brought the loan up, and I look back now, I was like, God, what an idiot, but it is what it is. It's over and done with now. So I've got this car now, and I'm about almost 2 months into it, and I can't tell you guys how different it is. And might I remind you, I had a base model 2018 Mustang GT with performance package. So it didn't have the MagneRide, it didn't have any of the active exhaust, the digital cluster, none of that cool stuff that they actually come with. I wanted a car that was fast, I wanted it light, and I wanted it to be a little bit easier on the pocket, honestly. And it kind of upset me because I was literally the first one in Richmond, Virginia, to have a 2018 Mustang GT when they came out. And I was a little upset because my dumbass did pay, premium prices for the car, because it was a brand new car, and they weren't doing any kind of real rebates or any specials on them yet. So, and then when I found out a few of my friends were like, yeah, I got this upgraded package for cheaper money, and I'm like, so 2 mistakes. You never buy the car, and I knew this going into the 18 Mustang. You never buy the first year car ever, because they always have problems. You always need to let them get them ironed out before you go purchase the car. It is what it is. It's just the way it always has been, always will be. So the 18 Mustang's gone. I picked up this car. I'm very happy with it. It had 21,000 miles on it now. It's got 23,304 exactly on the odometer. And like I said, this is a track package car. It's got the MagneRide suspension. It's got the active exhaust. The Recaro seats, as you can see. Boom. And I love it. I mean, the hardest thing I got to do is get in and out of the car, which is pretty hard because these they're bolsters in the seat. The bottom part of the seat of the Recaros is very, very high. So it's, I'm about 230 pounds. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to get in and out of the car. But you know what? I don't really care. I love the car. I love the way it handles. I love the way it sounds. It sounds absolutely amazing. And I just can't beat it. This car puts a smile on my face every single time. I honestly don't feel like it needs to be added any power to it. It's got 526 horsepower from the factory, and the RPM range and the power band of this car is absolutely amazing. Like a lot of people will want that grunt force right off the light, but all you're going to do is spin with that. This car has such usable horsepower and torque, it's not even funny. You guys, if you've never driven one, you need to drive one before you comment and say, oh, well, blah, 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 you need more horsepower down low, all this other stuff. You know what? I got no problems with the way it feels. It puts a smile on my face every time I get in it, and it handles wonderful. And my review of this car is perfect. Only thing I replaced on the car was I replaced the steering wheel with a factory. Of course, I'm going straight factory Ford Performance steering wheel. Same thing I had from the factory. I did replace the shift knob on it. And the front chin spoiler, I'm going to be replacing probably today or the next weekend, which I'm going to be doing a video on that as well. The chin spoiler had a few nicks, or not nicks, but more indentions on the front right where it says Shelby at. And I pointed that out to Carmax, and they were like, you know what, don't worry about it, we'll replace it. So they bought a brand new, and I told them I didn't want, you know, no offense to their technicians, I did not want their technicians working on my car. So I was going to take care of all that. So they basically just ordered the part directly from Ford. They grabbed it, they got it delivered to them, and I just went to them and picked it up, and they just, you know, they got it for free. So they held up their end of the bargain. So I got the car at a good price, and they replaced one of the major issues I had with it, or the only issue I had with it. The only other thing I do need to take it in for is the famous ass sag TSB. It does have that, which unless you walk up on the car, you don't even notice it. But I notice it because I nitpick every little tiny thing on cars. So especially when I own it, I don't care if it's somebody else's car. I don't judge everybody else's car the way that I do my own. So but yeah, this is just like a quick review. It's been crappy weather here in Virginia, in Richmond in particular, and I'm sure a lot of the United States are getting really crummy weather right about now. So I'm actually going to try to get some nice photos of the car because it's overcast, it's cool outside, I'm right here on the water, as you can see probably, and you know, it's not raining yet. It's supposed to rain today, so I need to get these shots in before it rains. And a big shout out to JLT Performance, one of my sponsors, and you know, Flim Flam Speed. He's one of my good friends. Owns a speed shop in Richmond, Virginia. Best tuner in the area for Mustangs and BMWs, and God knows whatever else, man. He dabbles in a lot of things. So you guys are local, go check him out. You know, he's got a dynometer, and he does dyno tuning. So you know, go check him out. And does any kind of race car prep. So, all right, guys, keep it tuned. Hit the bell, thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Later.
Everybody wanna play me, everybody wanna change me. Nobody ever gonna phase me. No fake accounts like KD. Doing the shit that I want to. Nobody I'll ever run to. Every time I come, take shots, know that I'm shooting right back.